Let me just get settled in. I don't know how to start this. I literally feel like Ricky Bobby on Talladega Nights when he doesn't know what to do with his hands. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Be good just to hold them down by your side. Yeah, great.
Hey everyone, so today I'm going to share a little with you all about both the pros and the cons to graduate study and counseling. So to give you guys a little bit of background, if you don't know, my name is Darian and I'm a first-year graduate student in a master's in counseling program, and my specialization is in school counseling. So I was born and raised in northern Maine, and I moved from a small city called Presque Isle to Tucson, Arizona to complete my undergraduate degree. I graduated with my bachelor's in psychology just a little over a year ago now from the University of Arizona, which is also where I'm completing my graduate degree. My reasoning behind wanting to start this is that I remember so vividly how intimidating it can be applying to graduate programs for the first time, and I just remember that so well and having absolutely no idea what I was doing. I remember I read just about every book you can buy on the application process. I took a course in undergrad specifically about applying to graduate programs in psychology. And I remember at the time I found a lot of value in hearing others' experiences through YouTube, so I'm kind of hoping to pay it back in a sense, so hopefully others can gain something from hearing my experiences too. Also, just a quick disclaimer, this is just my experience in my particular program. I know each program is different and unique in its own way, so I don't want to give you advice. Counselors are actually supposed to avoid giving advice, contrary to popular belief. But I'm happy to share my own personal experiences. And I'm completely new to YouTube, so just bear with me here. I am joined today by my cat Sophie. Say hi, Soph. Look how cute she is.
Three hours later.
I've tried my best to kind of incorporate some pieces of advice or pros and cons that can be applied to grad school in general, and then some that are specific to grad school and counseling, if that makes sense. Okay, should we start with the cons first so we can kind of get the negative ones out of the way and end on a positive note? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, so con number one, and this one probably is gonna sound so obvious. Con number one is it's freaking hard. Again, this is just my experience. So my particular master's in counseling program is a 60 credit program, and we will graduate with at least 800 clinical hours by the end of it. And my program has a few different avenues you can choose as far as the timeline for completing your degree. I happen to choose the one that's the most intense, I guess you would say. I take 5 classes each semester, which I think 3 is considered full-time in grad school. I also don't get summers off. And I don't want to scare anyone off saying this. You can absolutely do it if you set your mind to it and it is what you're truly passionate about. But I also think it's really important that people have an accurate idea or expectation of how big of a commitment this truly is before going into it. Basically what I'm trying to say is that grad school is not a continuation or an extension of undergrad in any way. It is a whole other level of work. If this is your true passion, like I said, you can absolutely do it. But if it isn't, or you're not sure, you kind of, I don't know, just want to get a master's degree because it sounds cool, or I don't know, whatever else reasons there are besides being passionate about it, I think it is much easier for you to burn out very quickly, and that's not fun. Okay, con number 2, and that is if you are very naturally shy or really sensitive to criticism, or a perfectionist, which is pretty much all of us grad students, right? It can be kind of painful and kind of tough. I say this because, for example, in my program, and probably all others I would say, it's very common for you to have to record yourself and submit those videos, I would say at least 2 to 3 times a week for me this past semester. Just talking to the camera like this as if the camera is your client. And in some cases your whole class sees it and gives you feedback on it, in addition to your professor. Also, fairly often you have to do mock counseling sessions either while your professor watches you and grades you, or sometimes you might have to do mock counseling sessions where your professor is acting as the client. Or even better, you may have to recruit your boyfriend or girlfriend for a fake counseling session. I've also had to do a couple 20 to 30 minute presentations on my own, that sort of thing. So it definitely pushes you out of your comfort zone. That's not to say that if you are shy, do not pursue this. That is not it at all. And I actually think oftentimes introverts or shy people are the greatest listeners. So don't let that dissuade you. Just be prepared for that going in. And you're totally not alone. So worth it. Just the improvement you'll see in yourself and your interactions and your counseling skills themselves is so gratifying. Also, as I mentioned, if you are really sensitive to criticism, that can be hard. No one's going to tell you you suck or anything like that, don't worry. Just welcome any constructive criticism or feedback you get, because it really will make you a better counselor. You're not going to show up the first day and know how to effectively assess someone for suicide, or how to confront or challenge your clients, how to reflect feeling or avoid compound questions. That all comes with time and getting feedback from your professors and your classmates. So just enjoy the learning process and you will get there, I promise. And last con number 3 is, I think that you have to be a lot more independent and self-sufficient than in undergrad. You kind of are responsible for yourself and your own learning and making sure you get all the credits and all that. If time management is something that you really struggled with in undergrad or just in your personal life, that would be something that I would work on in whatever way that works for you. I still keep a written planner. I just invested in a marker board on my wall. Whatever works for you. Okay, moving on to the pros. Pro number 1 is the cohort model. I really like being able to have a group of people that I go through the program with and we take all the same classes. I think it's really nice to have that extra support. If I could give you a piece of advice on this, is don't be competitive. As far as I'm concerned, I think the competition is over as soon as you all got accepted. I think a lot of programs kind of maybe overemphasize the competitiveness of practicum and internships. I think if you are in competition with your classmates in this situation, it's just closing yourself off to a huge form of support. I mean, when you think about it, when are you ever going to get an opportunity again like this, where you're in the same place with all the same people, taking the same classes, and you all have the same end goal? So you don't have to be best friends with everyone or anything like that. But I find it really helpful to have at least a handful of my classmates that I'm confident going to and asking about assignments or practicum placements or anything like that. It's just really nice to have those people there. Pro number 2, and I think this is my favorite one. Studying counseling not only makes you a better counselor, obviously, but I think it also makes you a better person. You become really self-aware of things you do in social interactions, good or bad. For me personally, I think it improves my interactions in all aspects of my life, not just with my clients. Pro number 3. It is such a different experience studying things that you genuinely enjoy and are passionate about. It's so different learning in order to apply the concepts in your everyday life and your everyday job, rather than just learning a concept to do well on the test. A couple months ago, my boyfriend asked me, "What's your favorite class?" And I honestly had to stop for a minute because I don't really have a favorite one. I love them all. I just think in comparison to undergrad and the dreaded general education courses, I actually kind of like them though. I just think it's a whole different experience being able to learn more about the things that you genuinely love. Okay, I think that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching. With all that being said, I'm completely open to whatever video ideas that you guys have for me for future videos. I'm happy to talk more about grad school itself, or getting in, taking the GREs, interviews. I love interviews. Personal statement essays, moving, whatever you want. I probably had to do it somewhere along the lines. I'm also more than happy to do videos that aren't grad school related, but I don't really know how entertaining that would be because my life pretty much revolves around school. Now that I'm on YouTube, I guess it's time for me to do the shameless YouTuber plug, which is don't forget to like and subscribe, share this video, whatever else you do. Please let me know what you would like to hear more about next. Thanks for watching!